Alright guys, how's it going? Shane Olson here, I'm just getting started. Just making sure it's all streaming. Make sure I log into Twitch. It's giving me an ad. Okay, looks like we're good. We're good on Facebook. Okay, tell me if I'm echoing, please, if you can hear me. Hey, what's up, Johannes? Okay. Tonight, I'm getting back to the cowboy. Well, at least the dinosaur here. And I'm... So, the end of last week's stream... let's see. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, sounds good? Good. Alright. So, last week's stream... At the end of the stream, my machine crashed. It just full on just bit the dust. So, like a blue screen of death. And it turns out my CPU overheats. So I need to, no echoes? Awesome. Okay. So I have a fan. You might be able to hear that, but so I apologize if it's a little noisy. There's a little background noise. I'm trying to make sure you can't hear it as much, but let's see. Anyway, yeah, it's a Corsair liquid cooler, but it's a Reason 1700 CPU, and I guess they run hot. I don't know what the heck's going on with it, but anyway, I'm trying to do my best for now. So sorry about that. Yeah, okay. So we're just gonna get into it, and I'm gonna kind of watch my heat. It's at 58, right? Yeah, all AMDs run hot. Do they run at like 60? So I guess I heard if they hit 100 degrees, then they crash. So, okay, awesome, Robert. Thank you. That's cool. All right, sweet. All right. Let's, so I was going to work on this dinosaur's head, and I'm going to get into some Sculptress Pro mode. So, what happened with the original Dino? So, hey, from Pagoda, how are you? 100 degrees Celsius? Yeah. Get up to 90. Oh, geez. Okay, so, the original dinosaur. So, this is from Kevin Keele. You can see Kevin Keele right here. This is the original idea. So, when I first wanted to do a cowboy riding a dinosaur, it was originally Kevin Keele's idea. And this illustration in the top right, that was the original illustration. And as you can see in this image, the cowboy up here and the one down here, they're kind of nondescript and semi-plain. And I wanted a little bit more detailed one. And so that's when I asked Johannes if he could illustrate up a more detailed cowboy. And he went ahead and made a different dinosaur, and that's the one you saw before. And that's a little. I wanted this one because it's in a full run pose, and I think that would just be the coolest thing if I could have this printed out 3D and somehow have a wire up in there that supports the weight of him in a full run. So I wanted to have a very sleek and dinosaur that looks like he could actually do some damage when he's running, you know, just hauling butt. So the other one's kind of a thicker, more of a fighter dinosaur, and so I just wanted more of a spry dinosaur. So that's why I'm sticking with this one. And yeah, so we're just gonna get to it. I don't know the difference too much between Fahrenheit and Celsius. Oh, I only know America. Okay. So we're gonna turn on Sculptress Pro and just get into it. So we need to get rid of our subdivisions, our lowers, and then we need to turn off spotlight projection. Okay, let me catch up. Let's see. Yeah, Mike Black, right? We're back. We're back. Okay, I'm going to change this to a gray. Not matte cap gray. Zebro gray. That's better. All right. Okay, thanks, Wildfire. I'm using one called what is it called? Specky. SPECCY to monitor. So, all right. But thank you for that. There we go. Now, I'm going to hide the rest of this body just so we can be a little quicker. There we go. I'm going to smooth this out. I'm just going to... I really like how that harness is stuck in his mouth. Oh, I can't have it partially hidden? Really? So it just automatically disables it, huh? Oh well. Okay. I'm just going to delete that guy. Start working on this. Okay. John Jake, yep, barbecue Dino after dinner. Or barbecue him up for dinner. Not after dinner. He is the dinner. No. Hey, Flancer, I'm doing well. Thank you very much. Oh, you know what? It would help if I had symmetry on, right? Okay. Let's rewind this. Not that far. Dink, dink. Okay, to about here. Turn on symmetry. Try again. Okay. There we go. Okay. Sculptress Mode is a wonderful thing. I'm just running smooth all over this area so I can just get it away from this kind of polygonal thing. So where are we sitting at? 194,000? Okay. You know, I could probably decimate this. I'm just going to try it. See this? With my new user interface update for 2018, I actually put the decimation master presets down here. And so I'm going to hit 75,000K and just see what it does. See if it crashes. Let's see. Nope, we're good. Okay. You know, Wildfire, I think my CPU is almost done anyway. Like, it's been crashing ever since I bought it. I thought it was always a memory issue, but it turns out it's a CPU issue. So, I might just end up getting a new... even a different machine. I might sell this one, keep some of the parts out of it, and just, you know, figure something else out. All right, we're gonna just kind of work this in. So what's interesting is this head right here is different than this one. This one's a little more kind of, I wouldn't say realistic. It's just different, and I like. There's some things I like about this one and some things I like about this one. This one's more stylized and I really like the eyeball in there. So, I don't know. I might go back and forth between the two. Just kind of figure it out. So, Spectre Dave, do you have my latest UI? I sent out an email to everyone that already had downloaded my user interface. Okay. Hold on a second, I gotta figure this out. Yeah, the teeth on this one, I might just stick with this. Let's check it out here. Let's see what you guys think. See that? I'm gonna actually kind of hide it and park it over here. He's sticking his head out. How you guys doing? So there's this, these pixels right here that kind of bother me. Okay, let me move it down here. Here we go. Solomon, yes, I have actually. Since this is Pixelogic's channel, I'm probably not going to talk about that too much. But I have, and it's interesting. I'll just leave it at that. It's interesting. It's not ready for production yet. I can say that. You know what? I'm going to cut this head. I'm just going to slice it right here and split hidden, because this is really slowing down my machine when I zoom in. So I'm just going to hide. I'm going to hide this, and then I'll Dynamesh it back together later. There we go. That's much better. Let's see. So Jay Morvan, I actually pulled the heatsink off today, and I looked at how well they did it, and I will probably get some more, because it looks fine. I mean, I can't really tell, you know, but it's there. The paste is there. I was looking to see if they'd even put it on there, but yeah, I need to probably get some more and do it again. So how do you get the pictures? I did not clean it. No, I just looked at it today. Spectre Dave, it's gosh, I'm trying to remember where it is. If you guys know, there it is. Okay, it's under stroke. So go to stroke. It's right there. If you have to have ZBrush 2018 for it to show up, but it's right there. And I just dragged it out onto my user interface. So that's where it lives. If you want to pull it onto your own interface. Okay, you know what? Whoops. I'm going to get rid of this one for now. I'll pull that one in later. And I'm just going to use this one, because I do like this head more. I'm going to push it over here. Have his head sticking out. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. I did not pull it off. I just looked, and there it was, and I just stuck it back on, screwed the thing back on. I didn't touch anything. I just wanted to make sure it was there, and it was. So 218 is not 4R8. Is that what you're asking? 2018 is not 4R8. It's 2018. So that's the new one. See how it says ZBrush 2018 up here? That's the one you need. Okay. All right, I need to get going on this. So, sorry for ignoring you for a moment, but I want to start working this out around this eyeball and getting that to look better. So the things that I look for when I look at a concept is I look for the silhouette. See this shape? It's like this really awesome triangle, and then it's cutting back. Like the lower edge of this shape is kind of rolling into behind the eye, and then the front of it is like clear down in front of it, in front of the eyeball itself. So I need to tuck the eye socket in and then build up the eyebrow around it. And that's what's so nice about Sculptress Mode, is that you can build, like you can literally build up clay around it like this. Yeah, 2018 is the next version after 4R8. Oh, it's covered by my live sculpting title. Oh, okay. I don't see. I'm not looking up there. Sorry. I can move this for a second. There you go. Can you see it right now? Right there? There you go. 2018. And now it's all weird. Okay. Hey, Sean Hill. Thanks for making it. Very cool. All right, let's just keep building this up until it's more of a triangular shape. And then you can use Alt to cut it back, build it up, cut it back. Smooth it out. Okay. Oh yeah, somebody asked about how do I get these pictures in here. You know what? I can show you really fast. So I showed people last time, but this is called Spotlight. See this little ring? And the way you pull it up is by hitting Z, or Z, the Z key. So you pull it up, but if you don't have a texture loaded, it's not going to show up. So you have to load in a texture. You go to Texture, and then see this big box right here, or Import. You can either click on Import, or click on this box and then click on Import. Or if you have something loaded here, you know, you can grab it. So I'll grab this texture and see how it loads it into the big square. Well, then I click on that image. Sorry, I just need to make sure that this is active. Then see this button right here, it says Add to Spotlight. So you click on that button and it pops it over to Spotlight. And I don't know why, but it opens up your light box. That's this browser thing right here. And to close it, all you have to do is hit comma, or you can hit hide over here, and that'll hide the screen. So now that I have this, you'll notice, can you see in these areas, it's probably kind of hard to see, but it's wherever there's solid black, it actually alphas it out. So it loses, it alpha solid black out. So how you fix that is you can come over here to intensity. See this ring? I can pull it off so you can see it better. See this ring? There's intensity right here. You click on intensity so it gets this little tick above it. Then you can crank it to the left and to the right. So the farther to the left you drag it, the more that fall off will grow. And the further to the right you drag it, the more it's going to take it to white. Okay? So you basically want to just barely tick it until that black alpha is gone. So that's step one. Then step two is you can scale your image with this. See, it says scale. Same thing. You click and drag it and it scales it. And it scales it towards wherever you have this ring. And you can move the ring by clicking inside this green, well, I don't know on your interface what color it is, but on mine it's green. It's usually orange. You can drag it around and it's going to scale the image to that point in space. Okay, and then, or you can just click anywhere. Well, it's supposed to. There we go. So see how I'm clicking down on this lower image? And it will make a red line around the active image. That's how you know that you're editing that image. Okay, so then you can just scale it up and down. And how you get rid of the background, this is kind of tricky, is you click on this paint. See the paint right here? Then what you do is you hold down, let me check to make sure. Yeah, okay. So you hold down Control and Alt and then start to drag on the background. And you can see how it shrinks, and it keeps shrinking the more you pull it until it starts to cut into the black areas. Now, this logo has kind of a drop shadow. That's why when I start to drag it, it doesn't clip all the way to the logo, because there's a drop shadow. So if you had a solid background, you want to look for images with solid backgrounds, and then it will actually make the entire background disappear. And you'll also notice that it doesn't work on the interior of these areas. So you'll have to come in here and do it again, in here and like in here. So if you have an image that has kind of like, if a guy's standing there and he has a hole in, you know, a negative space in his arms, you have to go in there and just delete it like that. And then if you want to delete this image, you just kind of hover over it and hit this button right here, delete, and that takes it away. Then you can click back over here, activate this one, and then move it. So you move the image by clicking inside the circle but not inside the target circle. And then you can scale it up a couple times and then just move it. So, and I like having the image actually in ZBrush, because you can go to like this opacity right here and you can make it fade a lot, and then you can hit Z again to get rid of the ring. Then you can kind of test out your proportions by sticking your model behind it and just kind of seeing how close you are to your actual image. If you have, you know, an orthographic view of your character, or, you know, it'll just kind of give you an idea of how close you are with your proportions and stuff. But I'm just going to have it solid. So there's your little light box explanation for the night. Oh, how to make it. Oh, thanks, Robert. Okay. Yeah, I can show you that. So he's saying how, hey, what's up, Blands? He's saying how do you get, like, how do you use this as a stamp? And I want to actually load in the other one. So let's load in this one because it's more colorful. So this guy. Now, here's one thing. If you're going to be using the images in Spotlight, what you'll want to do is make sure you turn off Spotlight projection. See this Spotlight projection right here? This is in my custom menu. Trying to remember where it actually lives. I think it lives in Brush. Trying to remember. It's been a while. Samples? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so it's kind of hidden. It's in Brush and then Samples. It's right there, Spotlight projection. So what that is doing is that's toggling whether or not you can project this image onto your model or not. So if you're just using your images as concept and you're just floating them and you don't want to actually project the image onto your model, you need to make sure that's off. So click that off. But if you do want to project the image onto your model, you need to make sure that that's on. So I'm going to turn the opacity down just a bit so I can see my model behind there. Then I'm going to hover. I'm just going to kind of hover this over the eyeball. And then just kind of get it in there. Then I'm going to switch to my paintbrush. Turn Sculptress Mode off. And then just kind of paint on there. And you can see the model change. Then I'm going to hide this. That's just going Shift Z. Turn this back to Skin Shade 4. And you can kind of see how, you know, how it paints right to your model. And that can be good for some reference. I've used it before to just project your paint down on there and just kind of say, oh, this is where the teeth are going to be, and, you know, start pulling it around or whatever. So that's pretty a cool thing to do. It's also a nice way to get your color palette onto your character. So, you know, if I have this color on there, now I can use C, the letter C on my keyboard, and you can see as I hover, you can see the colors change. So see his eyeball is changing colors. It changes colors along with whatever I'm hovering over. So then you can use that and then come back and just start to paint, you know, whatever. So it's a really useful thing to do. But for now, I'm going to go back to this and then go back to ZBrush Gray because that shows off my surface better, and then turn off Spotlight projection, because you'll want to turn it off because a lot of your brushes will not work with Spotlight projection turned on. Then, so except for move will work. So you'll be using move and you'll be moving your character around, and all of a sudden you'll switch to like smooth or inflate or something like that, and your brush just won't work, and you're just like, why? 9 times out of 10 is because you forgot to turn that little button off. Happens all the time. Still happens to me. I forget. Like, oh crap, that's right. Got to turn that off. Okay, long-winded thing about Spotlight projection. Okay. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, there's another thing you can do. Last thing I'm going to say about it, there's another thing you do is if you have a black and white image, you can project that image right onto your character. It can be color too. It just needs to have a nice value scale. So between black and white or whatever, just value scale. Then you can paint that onto your character. Then what you can do is use mask by intensity or mask by color value. I'm trying to remember what it's called. There's a couple different things you can try, and that will actually mask out the character by the values. Then you can come in with like inflate or something like that and inflate right through all the scales or whatever you painted on there, and it's just a nice way to mask out everything and paint right on the surface. So that's another little trick you can use. that's quite cool. What's up, Melvin? All right. Is that you, Gabe? Give me grief. Dude, I missed you at GDC. So, more, you can watch this back on YouTube. They record all these and pop them up on their YouTube channel so you can watch them back. Then you can watch it as many times as you want. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to remember for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna try and give myself, and no worries, Robert. I think people appreciate that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of people that know it, and they're just like, oh, I know this stuff. Move on. But there are more people than not that do not know it. So yeah, I don't mind taking the time and just covering that once in a while. Let's turn on Sculptress Mode. Okay, what's the dealio here? Sometimes my polish brush does not work as well in certain modes. So sometimes I go back to H polish because it's a little quicker, a little faster when it goes to push down stuff. Because I'm just trying to push this. See how this is kind of flat? That's what I'm trying to get here. Everybody. Hey, what's up, Sophia? Everybody gets overwhelmed with ZBrush. I'm just telling you that right now. At one point or another. It's very easy. No, we're not sphere challenging today. What's up, NK? We are going back and working on my dinosaur from back in the day when I was working on my cowboy. Okay, let's pinch. But this is Sculptress Pro mode, that's for sure. I'm just working on these brows. I want to get this jaw in here. This round jaw. Sean, not in the stream. Because you know I don't use Pixelogic. You know I don't use ZBrush to do my retopo for game characters. I wish I could. It's just not quite there yet. It's close. Not quite. I'm just kind of trying to give me some landmarks. Hey, what's up, Hired Gun? Welcome to the stream, man. Let's see here. This, and then can build up some nostrils. Oh, nice. I'm glad you finished. Look, it sounded like you were having some struggles. You know what? I kind of want to put an angle on these a little bit. So I'm going to start and put kind of an angle on them like this. And blend them in. Man, I love Sculptress Pro mode for this kind of stuff. And then I can reverse cut it out like this. Just dig right in there and smooth it out. Boom. gonna be fun doing all the gums around the teeth too. Like, see how easy it is to put the gum sockets and then build up around them like that. Easy. Easy, easy. Hey, what's up, Dry Otter? Dry Otter? Hello from Mexico. What's up, Rick? Whoa. I'm still trying to get used to the, you know, the brush size is your, whatchamacallit, density. Your texel, it's not texel. Your triangle density. You are my density. I want it to kind of be this way. Excuse me. Tessellation. Yeah, that's the word. No, I'm gonna probably insert multi-mesh. The do you say Calvin Klein? Kevin Klein. Oh, you're talking about Back to the Future. Yeah, density. But it's funny. This is Kevin Keele, and Kevin Keele sounds a lot like Calvin Klein. So I'm like, wait a minute. Let's see here. Build this up. See how good fill works. So fill is like clay buildup without the harsh edges. It just kind of acts a little differently. If you've ever used it. And this is too thick. Make that thinner. So I'm just like talking to myself and telling you guys what I'm thinking about as I'm doing this stuff. I'm basically just wanting to bring this edge up to meet this one because I really like this deep cavity. So try clay build up here. What's up, Paz 3D? Sorry, man. I'm working. How's it going? Notice me, senpai. Hey, what's up, Resoner? Let's see. Hello, Facebook peeps that are watching over there. How you guys doing? Wave, thumbs up, all the things. They only talk in emotes over on Facebook. Okay, let's get this eye squintier. That's a thing, squintier. That's the thing with that smooth brush. When it's too big and you try to smooth something down, it destroys your work. Yep, Facebook and YouTube peeps. All the love. Okay, I want this to kind of go... I don't want it just to be a straight thing. I want it to kind of arc and then go back. And this to get pushed in. This is running pretty slow. Okay. So if I blue screen tonight, I apologize in advance. My machine's having issues. My CPU's been overheating. Let's see. So coming off of here, maybe like right there, right there. This is kind of crazy. It's like a bone, but I think I'm going to match the other drawing instead of this one, where the harness is actually sticking up in his mouth, because it makes sense. An early Christmas present? You mean I have to buy a new machine? This is a one-year-old machine. So it's not really Christmas. It's like, oh, another expense that I wasn't expecting. Thanks. Thanks, PC. Honestly, I've had bad experiences with AMD CPUs. I've been an Intel person for a long time. I've had 2 AMDs. One before this one, and it was not the best. And then this one. And the reason I got it is because it has a lot of cores. ZBrush likes all the cores. And then, you know, it's not a Threadripper, it's like the 1700. I just haven't had good luck. I don't know why. Yeah, gotta cook him. Let's see, we're at 63 degrees right now on my CPU. And I have my fan going to hopefully cool down the room. Last time I had my door shut to my office. So it'd make my office heat up. What's my PC configuration? It's an AMD 1700 with 32 megs of RAM. And I don't even know what kind of RAM it is. And then a couple of 1080, is it 1080 graphics cards? Yeah, those things kick butt, but the CPU does not. Okay, come on. At least this one doesn't. It's been having troubles. Do I have a cooler? Like, yeah, it's well, just 32. I had 64. I thought my blue screens were part of it. Was having a memory problem. You know how, because that's like the first thing to go is the memory. So I took out 2 of the sticks, bringing it down to 32. So I did have 64. But it wasn't the memory. I did run a whole bunch of memory tests and everything, and it didn't show that it was having problems. So, and then it didn't blue screen for a long time after I pulled those sticks out. So I thought that's what it was. You know, it was just like too much memory for the motherboard to handle. But I don't know. Turns out it's the CPU, I guess. Let's see. What brush pack are you using for the kind of style? It's Chrono Z. Most of these are my brushes, and they're essentially brushes that I have tweaked from brushes that I've found, and I've added my own icons so I'm getting old and my eyes are going bad, so I want to see what the brush actually does. So I made new icons, and I give these away for free over on my website. They're at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. So if you go over there, you can get those brushes and my user interface, and my ruler file. It comes with this ruler. You can see it back there. See that ruler? Just to help you go back and forth between programs. So, okay. And then Sean, do I have a cooler? It's liquid cooled with a Corsair liquid cooler. So you would think that would do it. But I don't even know if it's working. You'd think it'd be enough. 63 Celsius. I think whatever we use here in America. Okay, pull this down. Hey, 3 Octavio, what's up? Will I pose this? Yes. This will be, yeah, it's very, very similar to the Pirate Girl. What I want to do is print this out, just like the Pirate Girl. So my hope is to get a Form 2 printer and print it out myself. So last year, Formlabs was kind enough to print out the Pirate Girl and bring her to the ZBrush Summit. And they actually gave it to me, and I have it right there. So this year, I'm hoping to print this one out myself and bring it with me to the ZBrush Summit this year. That's my goal. So I gotta get going on it so I can get it done, because I still have a lot of work left. Let's see. So let's get some teeth in here so we can start to have some landmarks. And how I'm going to do that is this insert multi-mesh appendage, because it's kind of shaped like a tooth. Perfect. Done. Let's see, I gotta answer some of these questions. Hired gun. Yeah, about memory for sure, right? John Jake, have I tried putting a small fan near the chassis? I did. I actually had a big floor fan that I put next to there just to see if it would drop, and it didn't really affect it too much because the CPU is covered with a giant Corsair liquid cooled block, and so it didn't really make a difference. My graphics cards are running at like 36 right now, and my hard drives are at like 30. So like the interior temperature is pretty good, except for my CPU is sitting at 60. So I don't know what's up with that AMD. It's whatever heatsink came with the Corsair. So it's kind of attached to it, right? It's just a big block that has 2 tubes coming out of it going up to a set of 3 big fans that cool off the liquid as it circles. So yeah, liquid. I think. I don't know if it's like antifreeze or what is in there. I'm not a big CPU computer guy. I make art. Okay. Let's shrink this down. And then I'm going to build up something. I don't know. So now that I have this tooth, or these teeth, there's one on the other side. Yeah, so that's why I have, Jay Morvan, that's why I have my door open and a fan. You probably can't hear it, but I have a big giant floor fan that's blowing into this room to keep everything down. The last couple streams I've had my door closed because my kids like to make noise out there, so hopefully they don't make noise. Anyway, so hopefully that keeps the whole room cool and it doesn't get up that high. Okay, I'm just gonna just quickly kind of block these in, hold down Control and drag while it'll duplicate whatever's not masked. So some 2 smaller ones. Okay, let's see. I need to save this. Twitch. Block out. Okay. Save, save. Duplicate it, make it bigger for the second one. Flip it around. Too far. I like the angles of these teeth. I can even make this one a little longer. Duplicate it, shrink it down, make it shorter. Stumpy friend. Okay, and then this one is crazy. Come on. I'm gonna have to edit this one after the fact. Well, I'll probably have to edit all of them. I'm just getting them into place right now. And this one. Let's see, are you running the stream on the same machine that's running ZBrush? Yes. MK, I am actually. Whoa, look how far out these are. I'm gonna need to, I don't know why, looks like they've been going further and further out. So, doesn't matter, it's okay, we'll fix it. Alright, teeth everywhere, but from this direction, perfect. Yep, okay, so they're all in the same group. So what we're going to do is, well, I can just split hidden. Group split, there we go, group split. Now, I can do auto group. And that's going to put them all in different groups, but I want them symmetrical, so let's do weld, mirror and weld. Now they're all symmetrically in poly groups. Oh, Robert, that's interesting. With adaptive size turned off. Ooh. Yeah, I might do that. That's a good idea. I'll have to try it. Let's see. You could try a different type of thing. Yep, I might go get some different paste and try it. Just stick it in a giant fish tank. All-in-one coolers are not heavy lifting, mostly for sound. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know too much about it, so. I just want one of those fancy liquid cooled, like all the tubes and pipes everywhere. Does that work better? And send it to a AC unit outside. Okay, here we go. Boom. Move these in. There we go. Oh, come on. Okay. Then I'll make those, like, I think like 3. I want the front teeth to be asymmetrical, so I'll mess with those later. Hey, what's up, Gary? Welcome to the stream. Small radius of the brush and more dense the topology. Yes. The larger the brush, the larger the polygons. Right. And I can't get used to, like, but, you know, smooth, when you're using smooth, it tends to make larger polygons than your other brushes. So, here, I'll show you. If I clear this out. So you see I have my brush at like a 20. right? And if I switch to like this this detail brush, so when I make a detailed stroke across here, it's this big, but if I smooth it, see the polygon or the triangles are slightly larger. So it's smoothing quicker than it's drawing, if that makes sense. And that's something I can't get used to. So I think I'm going to make a smooth brush that is more on par with what you're drawing is what you're smoothing. I like the smooth brushes when it does the tessellation more when I'm doing larger areas. So I'm like really smoothing something down and getting broader strokes. But when I'm in there noodling, I don't particularly want the smooth brush to really affect it that much. Okay, so done. I'm just going to reshape these, the top of these teeth, more like the concept because it's cool. Then I want the bottom to really get built up out here, to be like, to support that tooth out there and blend it in. Might be too much. I'm not sure if there's a separate reduce or not. Something I haven't dug into it enough to know. Need to get this guy out of there so he's not... Whoops, too fast. Too fast. Okay. And you can use the snake hook to get it pointier. Looks like we're holding good at 61 degrees. You can also quickly turn off Sculptress Mode and it won't do the tessellation bit. You know, that's another way around it. I might set that to a hotkey so I can go back and forth and not worry about it too much. Use this fill brush. What's up, Ruse, over on Facebook? How you doing? Yeah. Bad hygiene. All these missing teeth. What is he thinking? Alejandro, what kind of brushes am I using? I think I answered that earlier. If you didn't hear it, I don't know if you're the same person who asked earlier on Twitch or whatever, but these are brushes that I have made and tweaked, and you can get them over on 3dcharacterworkshop.com. I give them away for free when you sign up to my newsletter. Also, you guys, my 1-year anniversary for my course is coming up on May 1st. So that is when I'm going to do spring enrollment for my course, is on May 1st. He kind of looks like one of those crocodiles. A croc with crooked teeth. I'm going to come in here and just kind of flatten these out a little bit. May 1st, any deals? I'm going to do 10% off for people who attend my webinar live, like I did last time. So I rarely do discounts, but I'm gonna do one on that day. Thanks, Robert. Groupon special. No. I don't like doing discounts because it discredits the students that have already bought it at full price. So, but I do want to reward people who actually show up and listen to me blather on about my course live. As a thank you, saying, hey, thanks for listening to me. Here's a discount. Yeah, I'm gonna do just a live webinar for my course. Oh, hey, what's up, Cody? Back from Taiwan. How was it, man? Yes, if you're on my newsletter, you will be notified when the live webinar is. So if you're not on my newsletter, go to 3dcharacterworkshop.com and hop on there. You'll get my free brushes and user interface. There's my pitch. Hot, humid, ooh. Good food though, I bet. Yeah, Cody's one of my students. Curious Art Fox. Yeah, the best food. I love Thai food. I love pad Thai and drunken noodles and all that business. Clean it to the point. Yeah, I'm not really a sales guy, you know? I'm just like, hey, if you want to learn ZBrush and you want to learn how to do this kind of stuff, check it out. I'm not pushy. Whoa. I kind of let the student work speak for itself, you know, and testimonials and whatnot. I like that better than trying to push. This is kind of fun. This guy. Let's see. Retro games competition, yay! I was wondering if you're gonna join that. That's great. You guys, there's a retro games competition challenge thing happening right now. If you look it up, I think it's called Retrogasm, and it's being put on by John Troy Nickel and Lena, I can't remember her last name, Lena Lazar or something like that. I can't pronounce her name. And anyway, so basically the challenge is to take an old retro game character and kind of redo it. Like, what would it look like in today's games? So if I had time for it, I would do it myself for sure. I mean, I guess I could do one and stream it like during these streams. This is kind of the only time I get to do some personal sculpting is during this stream. So 2 hours a week. Oh, thanks, Cody. Okay, let's see. I need to pull these teeth in more. Oh, thanks, Philippe. Thank you. Philippe or Felipe, I don't know how you pronounce your name. I apologize if I get it wrong. Curve these in a little bit. So if he was to close his mouth or open it, it'd get hooked on the upper jaw. It's probably not a good idea. Okay. Darasamon, if you're doing that right now, you should go. So basically they want you to start a thread over there on their Facebook group, so you can kind of prove to them that you've been working on it the whole time, so you can kind of show the start and where you're at and all that kind of stuff. So otherwise I would just show them my my Kate model. Have you guys seen that? That's what I use in my course to teach you how to make game characters, is my Kate model. It's Kate Archer from No One Lives Forever. That was an old video game and I took her and brought her into the more modern, not quite the realistic textures and everything that you see in the games of today. I can show you guys if you want to see her. Let's see. Let me save this. I don't know if they do the Twitter thing too. I know that they listed the rules. There's a rule video on YouTube. If you look it up on YouTube, they have a couple videos. the one with Troy introducing it is really hilarious. He's got some New Zealand humor happening. It's pretty funny. All right. Decimated, ready for print, pose. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me change the skin shade 4. Whoa, what are you doing? Okay, so this is the character that I show you guys how to make in my course. So I don't know if you guys know who Kate Archer is. Let me see if I can find you. Kate Archer. Images. There we go. Well, so there were a couple of them, but this is essentially the one. So this was from a long time ago, and her game model, like this was from 2, so you can see how low res this is. It's from No One Lives Forever 2. I think this is the one from 1. It's got purple gloves and nice. Anyway, I essentially like rebuilt her for the course, so that's what that's from. Perfect Dark Zero. I kind of made her in the style of Disney Infinity because that's kind of my thing. So, but yeah, Perfect Dark. I was actually thinking about making, if I was gonna do the Retrogasm challenge, I might do Perfect Dark character. That'd be fun. I remember that being the first game that really utilized normal maps, and they went crazy with it. Like they had like bathroom-ish tile textures all over the place, even on the walls and everything. It's like normal maps. So it was pretty funny. It was like the lens flare of the day, you know? Normal maps when they were a thing. Larry from Leaders, you should do it. That'd be awesome. Okay, let's fix these teeth. Okay. Let's get the image back. Make them sharp, pointy. All right. Dig Dug. That'd be fun. The Perfect Dark President? I can't remember what he looks like. I'd have to check it out. There are so many. So many to pick from. That would be good. It'd be fun to do like Defender. Just that ship. You guys remember Defender or Qbert? It's just like a it's just a ball with a nose on it. Qbert. Whoa, come on, build it up. Build it up. Oh, Dragon's Lair. You know, there have been some great sculpts of the Dragon's Lair characters, especially like the sideshow one of Daphne is really, really well done. And they did Kimmy from Space Ace. Fantastic. Oh, I'm back to Skin Shade 4. That's why. Let me go to this one. Yeah, that one's better. Yeah, Dirk the Daring. Still holding at 61 degrees Celsius. Jeremy, I just saw your message pop up for a second. So if you're still watching this, thank you. I didn't get a chance to read it. All right. Fun teeth. All right. You know what? I kind of want to take this. Let's see. I want to put the strap around the neck and make the bulges, you know, the skin bulging out from behind it. Something like just a strap in there. But I do want to have some more detail. I really like how this is kind of going back to the neck. Kind of a build up back there. Let's see. I'm just looking at everything. Trying to decide. I'm like, it's like ADHD, right? Go over here, go over there. It's like squirrel, squirrel. Where should I work? Over here, over there. I tend to just see something and want to fix it and hit that. Like this nostril right now. Because I just talked about back here, and obviously I'm not working on that part because I saw something on the nostril that I wanted to fix first before I forgot. Because I feel like if I don't do it, I'll forget and I won't remember to come back. So that's my reasoning. All right. Smooth this stuff out. All right. Let's see. No, Ruzaba, you can do. They are encouraging vehicles as well, and props too. So, like I think somebody's doing the van or the ice cream truck from Twisted Metal Black. I actually worked on a version of that game back in the day. I just animated Sweet Tooth. That's about it. So I can't really say I worked on it. Just a little bit. Because I was working on Warhawk during that time. Okay, let's fix this eye. Make it even squintier. And shaped more like the concept. Oh man. Zooming up took it to 68. $69. I gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. I'm gonna shut down. What software do I use to do UV? I use I don't really want to say because this is the Pixelogic streaming channel, but I don't use ZBrush. Sometimes I will use UV Master for quick UV layouts, but for my final, I can say sometimes I use Maya. I actually have been using Maya recently, and I can talk about Maya because they're sort of friends and partners with Pixelogic. And I have to say Maya's really come a long ways lately with their new UV tools in 2018. They're really good. Finally. Oh gosh. Sometimes that smooth just kills it. this. I like this bony thing that's sticking out of his face. Sumerian! I'm totally ignoring you. I'm looking this way. What's up, man? How you doing? How you doing? Gosh, get out of there. Okay, I need to do something bold and take this whole thing down. Make his snout thinner, his eyeball. There we go. His eyeball's peeking through and over there now, but it's kind of what I want. There we go. You've been here for a while. Sorry, man. I'm trying to actually get some stuff done tonight. So I apologize if I'm not as attentive to chat tonight. I like how it's got two lumps. Like this bigger one because it's being compressed by the belt, and then this littler one that's kind of like this little bit of skin, extra bit. And push the whole thing up and make his snout smaller, narrower up here, and really narrow at the end. Give him kind of a chin. There we go. And then swoop it down on top. Like that. That's better. Okay. So let's see. Is there a link to where to find the Google Plus group on your website somewhere? No, I sent sure, if you want to, go ahead. But I send out a link, like the welcome to the course email has it in there. So you can look, do a kind of a search for that, and if you can't find it, let me know and I'll send it to you again. No worries. Man, the Google group is hopping these days. I love it. And just so you guys know, it's a group for my students for 3D Character Workshop. And if you guys are wanting to get into that workshop, I'm going to be opening it for enrollment on May 1st. Because that's my 1-year anniversary of the course. So it's been 1 year. I can't believe it. It's been that long already. Okay, let me know if you don't. I'll get it to you. Yeah, man, you got to get in there. Okay. How many weeks? It's lifetime, man. It's lifetime access. It's not a weekly course. It's once you're in, like Cool Kids Club. So there's a bunch of videos, and there's a student community. It's a Google Plus community. I did have a Facebook group, and I just did not like what it was, how it worked. So the Google Plus is much better because of all the really cool images and everything. Sean, no pity parties, man. You'll be back in there. Let's see. You're a cool kid. Let's see. Let me, you guys. Hey, Ronnie. Yep, so far so good. I'm sitting at 61, just hovering at 61 degrees Celsius. So far so good. I'm watching it. I'm going to show you guys. I hope there's nothing crazy. Let's see. So this is the this is the Google Plus community. I'm going to show you really fast some of the works that people are doing. Like this one, awesome. And then people ask questions, and I respond, or other students respond if I don't right away. But look at this one. Oh, it's so good. Sorry, Dan. I'm showing you off, man. And then there's people that just experiment, like this one. It's like a different take on Toucan. And then this is another Dan Benton. So good. Now, I don't teach you how to use Marvelous Designer. He did that on his own. But just the stylized character and that kind of stuff. And yeah, so I want to teach Marvelous Designer workshop, but so far not yet. I haven't got to it yet. But you can see there's students blocking characters out, like this one. This is how I teach you how to do it, is how to block out characters with primitive shapes. It's a lot of fun. Do the whole thing in ZBrush. So, yeah. And you can kind of see, here's another block out somebody's working on. Just really, really good stuff. So, the community is fantastic. I couldn't be happier. Oh, it'll flash red. So I guess that keep it cool, Daddy-O. The specky thing that Jeremy recommended. It's in the orange right now. It'll hover in the yellow, and then it's not an audible warning, but it's still kind of a warning. So, Dan, you did? You did not. You did not. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's awesome. Sorry, Dan. I hope you don't mind showing you off. That's some awesome stuff. I need to update the student gallery too. You did not. That's awesome. Well, thanks, dude. I do have some cloth stuff, but it's, I need to put more information in there as far as the cloth goes. Clothing. I don't think it doesn't offer up enough information. But my goodness, good job, dude. Holy cow. I'm jealous. I'm going to say, I'm jealous. That's awesome. Did great stuff. I love that bag of money too. And those shoes. Okay. I'm going to sneak the eyelid in here. 60. So, Ronnie, when I get close, that's when it starts to ping my CPU. It's because it's trying to draw all of those triangles at once. So I try not to get too close. That's about as close as I dare to get. See how it goes faster when I zoom out? When I start to get close, it starts to go and chunk out. So I need to be careful. How much is the course, Robert? So I don't like to announce the cost on this stream because it may change. And since this stream is recorded and people watch it back on YouTube, that's why I don't mention what it is, but it is comparable to other courses that are similar, like UArtsy and Mold 3D and things like that. So it's not one of the cheaper Gumroad courses or anything like that. It's but I try and put in as much value as I possibly can to make it worth it. So All right, Sean, take care, man. Yep, that's that's a course I'm actually working on as a substance course, and I'm making that as like a DLC. So I don't cover substance in the course. I do cover how to make maps, how to do UVs, how to make game resolution retopology, how to get it into Marmoset, how to push it over to ArtStation, all that kind of stuff. But I don't cover how to go into realistic textures. So Sumerian, what are you talking about? Free, oh, free, quote unquote, free for teachers? Oh, cool, Dan. Yeah, I haven't. I know there's a lot of people waiting for it. Honestly, I'm doing some contract work, and it's slowing me down. I'm getting additions to the course, and the reason I'm doing the contract work, for the most part, well, A, it's kind of my dream thing, because it's pretty high profile, and B, the things I'm learning, working on this project, I'm hoping to work back into the course. So, because it's all about keeping the course updated, and the most updated I can make it. So a lot of the techniques in there are fairly modern. Like I bake with Marmoset, and that's quite modern. So I just want to introduce new and updated pipeline ideas as much as I can. So that's the probably the biggest reason I'm doing the contract work that I'm doing. So that's why I haven't been as active as I wanted to in the community lately, because I got this contract stuff going on. Oh, thanks, Rick. I talked to a guy named Wes from Substance when I was at GDC. Super cool guy. I'm actually gonna try and get some a lot of info from him, and they actually have some really good training over on their website. But a lot of people they just kind of I guess they like the way I teach things, because I'm a little slower so you can understand it, and I also, for the most part, I'll give you text and images so you can go search down through the text and images after you've watched the video. You can go back and watch the videos, and I still need to put timestamps on the video, on the ZBrush ones, because then you can go and hurry and quickly go, how did he do that again? You can just go pop and figure that out. But right now I don't have that yet. So hey, what's up, Mike 2K? Thank you very much. I still forget to keep looking over at Facebook. Remember the old Prince of Persia side? Yes, I think somebody is doing him, but yeah, you can still totally do your version of that character too. So just because you see that somebody else is working on that character for the retro challenge doesn't mean that you cannot make one yourself. Oh, Mike Thompson, hey man. So you guys, Mike Thompson in the house, his house. So Mike is another streamer, and Mike puts me to shame. I'm just gonna say that right now. Mike, your stuff is amazing. So hey, when do you stream next, by the way? Mike likes to stream in the middle of the day, as far as for me anyway. And Mike is an illustrator, and he uses ZBrush to help him with his illustrations. Super cool. Oh, thanks, man. Oh, you're on tomorrow. Awesome. All right. Here's a transpose line trick. I use the gizmo for everything except for this one thing. And this one thing is I like to bend objects sometimes, and I miss the transpose tool for that. And you can do it by, I just switched over from the gizmo to the old transpose line. The old transpose line. So by clicking on this Gizmo 3D Y button, Y is the toggle for it. When you turn it off, it goes to the transpose line, and it's automatically at the origin of where you inserted this multi-mesh. So when you hold down Alt and hover over this white circle, you can drag in either direction and bend it, and it bends like a Bezier curve, if you think about a Bezier curve. So the curve's kind of coming into this dot, curving up and around and back through this one. So if I move this, if I just move it up, let me see. Well, what I'm going to say is that's why I stretch this line beyond either end of it, because I want that curve to go the entire length of the object. So if that works. Hey me, I don't use, and welcome to the stream, by the way. I don't use the bend deformers very often, because I find the transpose line just quicker. It's just kind of a personal thing, but I find the transpose line quicker to do. I mean, if I wasn't explaining how it worked, obviously, it's much quicker for me. And I'm just kind of, I guess I'm used to it. I'm not used to those deformers yet. So, but yes, it's a good thing to do, that bend deformer. Has Josh won? Oh, did he win the last one? I thought this one is the second. He wins a lot of them, man. I also ran into him at GDC. He's a really cool guy. And he's from Utah. He's from Utah. He's from southern Utah. Well, he's lived up here where I am, but right now he lives in southern Utah. Super cool guy. Check out his work, Josh Singh's work. Let's build this up. Build me up. How you been, Mike? Anyway, what's going on? What's your we should chat sometime. Maybe I'll come bug you tomorrow if I can catch it. Let's see. Thanks for your live broadcast. Absolutely. Thank you for stopping by and watching me. Is there a prize? I believe there are prizes. I just don't know what they are yet. I'm really inspired here. Thanks, Silver Neon. You show you can make a simple key details and get something amazing instead of overdoing it. That is the key. I'm so glad you're taking that away from watching me, is because that's the key. Do not get lost in details. Stay as simple as you can for as long as you can. That's like the mantra that I try and teach. Try and stick with your largest shapes for the longest time as possible. So, thanks. Let's see. If you're following the art close as you can, the cheekbone on the image goes back much further. Yeah, okay. No, it's not an artistic license, honestly, Sumerian. So, no, thank you so much. Let me see. Oh, are you talking about this bone thing? Is that what you're talking about? So, that, I am taking artistic license on that, because it's like a horse bridle and reins and all that. And there's a piece of metal that's stuck in his mouth, and it has kind of this bony thing, but I actually want, here, let me show you the other one. Let me show you this one. So Kevin Keele, the artist that made this original one, when he made, I asked him if he wanted to do a full colored print of one. Let me turn the opacity up on this one. So here's a different take on the same creature, but see how the skin is being pulled by the bridle right here? See that? And I don't know what exactly that thing's called, but I want to capture that and this second row of skin being pulled into that direction. And then I'm going to come in here and put some of these scale details and stuff like that later. But right now I'm just trying to get the major shapes and forms done. But anyway, that's no, it's a thanks for pointing it out. But yes, it is something I'm doing intentionally. I'm not pulling that as far as it is in this concept because I want that thing to go in his mouth. Okay. Let's see. So, what are you sorry for, Mike? Yeah, I'll stop by. Are you sure that tooth in the middle fits? I don't know yet. It's just, I mean, it makes him kind of look like a rat, right? So what I might do is I might go in there and, like I said, I'm going to make it asymmetrical. I just wanted to see the silhouette from the side. That's why I put that in there. I might get 4 smaller teeth. I might make his muzzle wider. You can't really tell how wide his entire head really is from this angle. So I'm kind of taking some artistic license and making it like a dragon's head more than a dinosaur's head. So I may go in here and eventually, you know, make it wider, more like that. I don't know. Just to give some more room for more teeth up front here. I actually kind of like that. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. We'll have to see. But I'm actually kind of liking that. But I want to puff that up just a little bit. Okay. Oh, it's called a bit. Thank you. Chomping at the bit. Right. That's right. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, the bone thing. What's that? The cheeky bone thing. Silver neon. You can do that for sure, but so here's the thing. If you are working in the industry, you are typically going to get handed a 3D concept, and then you're going to be asked to nail that concept as close as possible. So that's just what I'm used to. I'm used to doing that, and I know this is a personal piece, so I don't really have to do that, but I'm just so used to it that I actually find a challenge in that, in trying to just bring the concept as closely as possible to 3D. Sometimes I'll occasionally go off concept, like this bone thing. I'm not going to bring it all the way back. But yeah, typically I'll just try and keep it as close as possible. But yes, you can absolutely go off concept. But you know, if you're making this for a portfolio, and you're like, yep, here's the concept and here's my model, and it's off and it doesn't match the concept as well as it could, then future employers might go, I don't know if you can hit a concept. Unless you're absolutely plussing the concept. If you're making it way better than the concept was, that's the only exception to the rule. And you can do it, but it's kind of rare, and it better be good, you know, because honestly the client they've typically hired this concept artist, and it's gone through the approval process, right? It's like, it's been approved by the art director, it's been approved by this whole line of people, and you know, they're paying you to make that concept look like a concept. So that's just another reason. So if you go off concept, I'm saying if it's not for a personal piece. For a personal piece, do whatever you want. But if it's for your portfolio or for work where you're going to show the concept with it, then try and match it as close as possible. So right now, see the distance between these teeth? I'm just pushing this back to match that better. And I want to grab the teeth here and do the same thing. So I hope that answers your question as to why I'm not messing with the concept too much. And then I want to pull these teeth out. Oh, I don't want to grab them all. This must be in the same poly group. It is. Okay, let's see. Robert, yeah. Yeah, I need to keep fixing that. Because it clearly needs to be further out. Let me solo this to make sure I got it. Okay. Actually, I want to make it narrower. Ah, that's why local symmetry is not turned on. Yeah, you don't want to tilt it too far in, or you're right. When it opens up, it would like drag the cheeks up, right? Okay. But now, look, you can see it sort of made a line right here where the mask was. Okay. So you can just kind of smooth that out. Let's see. He should be using his inside leg to support the bend in the dinosaur's body and ride to the outside rein. In a dressing instructor's voice, for sure, man. Let's see. Not just pull the dinosaur's head around. Hey, Letitia, how you doing? Yay! Good to see you here. It's been a while. How's the new gig? Let's see. Well, I'll get into the key details. Looking at the head, it's kind of like, yeah, it's not a real dinosaur, obviously. it's more crocodile-ish for sure. The way you did the upper jawbone is... Oh, thanks, Johanner. I'm trying. Yeah, and I think I'm going to put the bit kind of right in this area here, not as far back. It's kind of hooked on this bone thing, which is cool, but yeah. Hey, Artur. How's it going, man? I'm having a great week. How you doing? Let's see. How much you loving the new Sculptress Pro? It is great. It's taken a bit to squeeze into my workflow. It is, and it isn't. I'm just trying to get used to it because for a new sculptor, like a beginner, I don't want you to touch it. You know what I mean? It's like, don't get in there because you're going to get lost in details like that. And you know what I was just talking about, stay as simple as possible for as long as possible. Sculptress Pro is exactly the opposite of that. It's like, it's begging you and pleading you to put details and bumps and lumps and all that stuff in there. So you have to kind of discipline yourself and say, I'm not going to do it. I'm only going to use it. You know, I'm only going to use it for what it needs to be at the time, or what, you know, the detail level. How much you loving? Let's see. Calling it as dinosaur reminds me of old Yosemite Sam. Yeah. Whoa. I love Yosemite Sam, man. It's been a while. But Dan, I encourage you to experiment with it. For sure. Like, it is, because it is honestly the closest thing to real clay that you can get in digital, in my opinion. So, you know, because clay, you can get really detailed really fast, and that's scary as well. But if you if you just think about it and just stay as simple as you can for as long as you can, you'll be fine. That's why I'm trying to keep all this smooth, but I'm slowly working in details, that kind of stuff. But you can still see, this is the hard part about Sculptress Pro, is you can still see these lumps in this eyebrow. That stuff drives me nuts. And I want to go in there and polish it out, you know, but still, it seems like you can never get the perfect smoothness that you can with, say, Z-Remesher, you know. So I'm just going to have to count on the retopology to fix it, you know, to fix the smoothness and get rid of the lumps that I've introduced with the Sculptress Pro mode, if that makes sense. So, hey Night Owl. Yeah, I was actually I was a technical artist, aka rigger, for a couple years back in the day, but I have not rigged a model for years. Jacob Vo, yes, it's every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Pacific to 11 o'clock Pacific. So I typically sculpt for 2 hours. Sometimes I'll go longer. Like last week I went longer until I crashed, until my machine crashed. Let's see. Excuse me. All right. Okay, you know, I'm going to put the belt around his neck. The belt. Night Owl, I typically don't give feedback during the live stream because it's it takes me away from what people are watching. So you can send me something. If I have time, I'll try and respond. It's shane.olson@3dcharacterworkshop.com, and I'll take a look if it's something small. I'd be happy to. Unless it's a question. If it's a question, you know, I wouldn't mind. But just to kind of, you know, disrupt and go look at somebody's artwork, I try not to do that. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to try something I normally don't do. Typically, I'll draw with a topology brush like this, and then make some topology, and then make, you know, the thing like that. Well, but slower. I think I might do that. I was just gonna try the other typical method, which is just draw a mask and make the strap like that with a mask. Am I gonna name it? I don't know. You guys name it. Hola. I apologize. I do not speak Spanish. But hello. Sorry, Night Owl. I thought you were asking me if I could critique your work. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. And if you're gonna ask about rigging, I typically do not rig anymore. So let's sharpen up this mask, and then I'm going to try extract. I'm gonna zoom out because this is kind of an intensive process. It's probably gonna make it huge. There we go. So this is just kind of a preview of the extract. Let's see, 2 extract now, still too thick. Oh, this is the smooth, not thickness. So 0.0, let's try 0.2. That's pretty thin. The 3D Character Workshop. Yes, there will be a lesson on Sculptress Pro. Goofysaurus. Nice. I just haven't got to it yet. Like I said, I'm trying to get this contract work out of the way. But I have a plan to get it done as soon as possible. Okay, I'm going to accept that. And it puts it into a new group. Clear the mask, and it comes with its own poly groups. See, it takes just as long. I typically save this method for something that's more detailed than a strap. Then I will isolate this front, delete hidden. Let's see. I can polish by features. Polish by features will straighten it out a bit more. The edges. Then I'm just going to Z-remesh it really, really low. Not Tessimate. Let's try 0.5. Okay, that's still too high, but it's closer. So let's hit half and do it again. Do it again. Do it again. There we go. All right, let's do one more time. Boom. Getting lower, getting lower. I think that's it. As low as it goes. So now that we have this, if you want to get it kind of straight, you can use this clip brush. Let me save this. Make sure it's saved. Twitch, save. Okay. What are you doing, Letitia? Are you still around? I need to ask you how your new gig's going. Okay, so basically I like to use not that. I like to use the clip brush, clip curve right here. And you can mask off the stuff you don't want to straighten. And you can use this clip curve brush. See the gradient tone? It's going to take everything on the gradiated side of that line and push it towards that white dotted line. So if I let go over here, see that? It brings the entire thing over here and straightens it up. So I want to do that, but you know, closer. So, and shift will make it snap like this. I don't want it to snap. I want it to be something like this. And then I will invert the mask. Let's see. Mask that off. Whoops. I need to go the opposite direction. So drawing down this way, it'll put the gradation on the opposite side. And that just straightens up everything. And now that center line is all jiggy. So we just go Zmodeler, hold over this and hit Alt and delete that thing. And there we have a nice strap. And let's okay, where's my gizmo? Come on, gizmo. Maybe it's off screen. Okay. Now I need to center this. So I'm going to turn symmetry off. Center, reset, turn symmetry back on, because I want to shrink it in this direction. Well, not like that. Put it up here and shrink it. Just because I want it to shrink into the neck like it's doing up here. See that? Okay, let's catch up on some questions here. I know that ZBrush has some specific curve brushes, insert mesh brushes for making straps. Yeah, they do. I just don't like using them most of the time because they're kind of unruly. You can use them, and I have plenty of times. There's like so many different ways to do stuff in here. It's just kind of whatever mood you're in at the time. So even though I did this is still kind of high res for me. As far as these little, I'd probably cut those lines in half. So, let's see. Where'd your cartoony style come from? I don't know. I like cartoons. I like the challenge of it. So, because in my opinion, it's a little harder. And don't take my word for it. I've done a few realistic characters, and that is absolutely difficult in its own right. But it's a different type of difficulty. It's more in like matching the textures and matching the surface details and matching the likeness to just a perfect little T, right? It's a little harder. Well, it's a different type of difficulty to keep things really smooth and clean and stylized and appealing, and getting all that stuff into a character is quite difficult, especially if it's going from some just roughly drawn 2D design and you're trying to make it look good in 3D. There's just a challenge to that I really, really enjoy. So, and that's kind of why I like that style. It's just the challenge of it. I see a very well designed character. I'm like, I gotta model that in 3D, and that's I have a few favorite 2D artists that I like to follow and use their concepts, like Johannes Helgeson and Joshua Black and Dean Yeagle. There's a whole bunch of fantastic artists that their concepts are almost meant to be made into 3D. So I really like the challenge of it. It's really fun. So, but thanks. That's a great question. Thanks for asking. And what do I think about the Meshmixer program? Yeah, you know what? We used it for Infinity, and we used it on a few different occasions for a few specific purposes. And so Meshmixer is a very small free program by Autodesk that allows you to it allows you to mix meshes. That's the kind of the main thing. But they've also kind of added some things that are good for 3D printing. So, gosh, my lips are dry tonight. Sorry. Like one of the things they've added is a way to hollow out your models, and it's very, very easy and very clean. You can do that in ZBrush now with live Boolean, so there's no reason to use that anymore for that purpose. But it was nice because you could put drain holes in it. So for the liquid resin to drain out, we used a liquid resin printer at Disney Interactive, and resin is expensive, so you want to save as much as possible. So you want to make them hollow, but you don't want your surfaces to get too thin where it won't print or it'll leave holes or something like that. So Meshmixer has a really good hollowing utility, and then it does have a support utility to make supports, but those supports are better used for an extrusion printer, not a resin printer. So like a liquid resin, because it puts the supports too close to the surface of the model and they'll actually fuse with the model. I tried it once and it wasn't a good outcome. So but it's good for like finding issues with your models, like holes or manifold faces, stuff like that. It's a really nice way to fix your model too. So yeah, it's pretty good. You're gonna message. Oh yeah, you should. Yeah, Josh is awesome. I'm trying to do some stuff like the strap, but with a topology brush. But when I make the lines, it snaps weirdly, like the outer edge instead of being a single line. Yeah. So let me show you that really fast. The topology brush can be very tricky. And if you have too large of a brush, like say this, and you're drawing, it's going to make these tick marks far apart. Hey Carlos, I wish I spoke Spanish. I'm sorry. I don't understand. Okay. So if you use a smaller brush, the smaller the brush, the smaller the ticks. See that? And the topology brush pays attention to those tick marks. And it wants you, when you draw a line across, it wants you to cross in the middle of one of those ticks. So see how when you hover, it turns green? Well, I guess it's not really showing you, but watch when I do this. If I drag a line across and I go through the middle of this black line and I let go, and I see how it popped it up to where the intersection between the orange and the black. See how it made the line jigger, or whatever you want to call it? Like that, it went brink, you know? So that is one of the reasons why you want to keep your lines smaller, like this. Then when you cross, you have a much better chance of actually crossing in between those ticks. See that? So, and the line that you're actually drawing doesn't matter. What matters is where they cross. So, and then sometimes, oh, I don't want to make my CPU heat. I should stay back. Stay back. Okay, so then you can clear this, clear all the extra sections off, and then you have it. So I don't know if that answers your question or not, but you know, try and use smaller things, smaller lines, and you'll get it. And let's see, you're trying to make the lines. I guess if you can send me a screenshot, maybe post a screenshot so you can show me what's going on in the group. I'll try and help you out. All right. Oh, thanks, Robert. He wants to know how I animate the figure later. So I have to make it animatable. So I have to do, there are several steps. I have to make it low resolution and then rig it and then animate it after that and do the textures on. There's a whole process. More than I have time to explain in a stream. But that's kind of the steps. Retopologize. Yeah. Great art. I hope so. What program would you recommend for 3D modeling? Are you talking about like traditional box modeling? Because I actually do a lot of that in here using the Zmodeler. So that's this right here, the Zmodeler. That's what I typically use. Unless there's something like crazy hard surface modeling that I'm doing that is just, it takes a little too long in here, I'll use Maya or something like that. But I'm going to use polygroup all, push this in, and then flip the normals. Flip those normals. Boom. There we go. So now I just gave this thickness. Oh, I've already done most of the cowboy. Do you want to see him? I'll show you. Okay. So if you watch the streams back, you'll be able to see. Okay. Oh, this one. Okay, let me, he's all embedded in the dinosaur. Let me hide some things. Dink. I should put a start above the dinosaur so I can just hide the whole thing together. That's the start of the barrel. Let me switch materials. Here you go. So here's the cowboy so far. Now this cowboy is based on some art by Johannes Helgeson, not Kevin Keele. So this is kind of a combined thing. And I'll show you that right now. Okay. So this is the original by Johannes Helgeson. He did this for me so I can model him. And I haven't gotten all the details of this guy in yet, There's a whole bunch I still have to do, but this is how far he is right now. So there's still a lot of details I need to put on him, but yep, this is how far he is right now. And then he's gonna be riding the dinosaur. He won't. I might do one where he's standing next to a dinosaur, and I might model this dinosaur as well. So earlier in the stream I explained why I'm not doing this dinosaur, and that's because the original reason I wanted to even model this is because of this design by Keele. Kevin's a good friend of mine. I've worked with him for a long time. But this design of a cowboy riding a sprinting dinosaur, I really, really liked that design. So I wanted to model this, but this cowboy was not defined enough. He was just kind of generic and not specific enough. So I asked, Johannes had some extra time on his hands during a down spell when he was moving to Canada in between jobs. And so he saw me model his pirate girl, and I asked him if he would be interested in doing up a concept for this cowboy, and he did, and this is what he came up with. So I really, really like this cowboy, and I really like the sleekness and slenderness and the pose of this dinosaur. So that's why I'm modeling this one and not this one. This one's a little heavier. He's more like a war dinosaur or something like that. So I may model the other one in time, but right now I'm sticking with the sleek one. So anyway, there you go. Story behind it all. And I'm also modeling I really like the rifle that Johannes made with the gigantic bullets that look like it could kill a dinosaur. So, okay, let's put the dinosaur back on. Here, this is the block out of the dinosaur, if you guys didn't see that. So this is where it started. I just used primitive shapes to block out my objects, and the cowboy's all stuffed in there again. Okay. Let's the eyes and those are the claws. Yeah, I don't want the block out. I want the bottom body. There we go. So I'm modeling him in a similar pose. He kind of looks like a kangaroo right now. But I want to model him kind of close, and then I will pose these legs later. So. Oh, Robert, thanks for answering him. I hope I wish I could speak Spanish. I honestly do. Let's see. Thanks, Jubla. Hope I answered your question. And I will meld the head and the body back together later on. It's just when I'm streaming and I have something this large, it tends to make my machine kind of slow, kind of be chuggish. So anyway, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how far we got with his head tonight. Looks all right. Our crocodile dinosaur. Kind of looks crockish. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Will I do a caricature style of Nemesis? What do you mean, Nemesis? Please explain. Okay. I think I want to make his eyeball even smaller, because looking at this from this distance and seeing how dark that eye socket is and how small that eye is, I really, really like it. So nice. Oh, that's funny, Robert. I can't even get that far. I can, like, I can just get as far as like numbers. Okay. Anyway, all right. I think I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight, you guys. But thank you. Oh, I'll have to check him out. I'll have to check him out, Ruse. Let's see. Oh, there's another question. Your favorite, but I'm in Central European time. Oh, you're always on the what crack of dawn. Sorry, Paul. Oh my goodness. Hello from Cambodia. Hey guys, thanks for watching me over Facebook. Thanks for watching me over YouTube, and all you Twitch followers. Thank you so much. If you are interested in my 3D character workshop, I will be opening it for enrollment very, very shortly. In fact, it's going to be May 1st. May 1st is the anniversary of the day that I opened the course. It's 1 year. It's been 1 year, and I can't believe it. It's been amazing. And so I'm going to open it again on May 1st. So if you want more information about that, you can get onto my newsletter, sign up for my newsletter. And if you do that, you will get my free brushes that you can see along the bottom here, and my free user interface, and my ruler file, and some free training. I don't really advertise that much, but there is some free training that that you will get for signing up as well. So let's see. I'll get you a link. I gotta type it all because I deleted my cache today. And if you want to see some of the student work, you can check out the high resolution gallery and the blockout gallery there, which I need to update very soon. And I also need to, I want to do some more student spotlights and push out some of their awesome artwork to all the social medias so they can get more eyes on their work. So anyway, yeah, Johannes, thank you. There's an amazing community that comes along with the course. And I think there's like over 40 hours of material in there. You get lifetime access, yeah, it'll be opening for enrollment shortly. So I'm excited. I hope to see you guys there if you're not already in the course. So I just want to gather everybody. Let's all join in. Anyway, thanks guys. You have a great week, and I'll see you next Tuesday, same time, 9 o'clock Pacific. Make sure you guys catch all the other streamers on here as well. And if you are just brand new to ZBrush and you want to try it out, there's a trial down below. There's a link. You can grab it. And there's also ZBrush Core, which is a much lighter version of ZBrush that you can pick up. I think it's $100 nowadays. So you can get, and the cost of ZBrush Core you can put towards the full version of ZBrush if you're interested in that as well. So anyway, thanks you guys. And I will see you all next week. Let me check it out. Is it the $20 one like on Gumroad? No, it's not that. I have an old tutorial. I wouldn't call it a course. It's an old, very, very small tutorial over on Gumroad, and that's $20. Yeah. Anyway, that's what he's talking about. Nope, 3D Character Workshop. I will see you guys next week. Take care.